My name is Captain Malange. I'm from the SECI. The SECI is a serial and electronic crime investigation. What we are doing with the DNA cases where there's a serial rapist and the child pornography and the high-profile cases.
Sounds hectic. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, my name is Dorah Ndweni. I'm the colonel at the Forensic Social Work Services at the FCS, the provincial FCS. Our subcomponent basically deals with the assessments for the child victims of sexual offenses. What we do there is we are social workers that conduct these assessments after the case has been referred to us by the court to say that we must conduct an assessment to determine whether the child has been abused, or we also obtain statements in cases where maybe the FCS, the investigation unit, they want to conduct an arrest. So we will assess the child, and the child will provide a statement that will provide the description of the perpetrator or provide the element of the crime to enable the investigators to arrest. And then the other thing that we do also, after we do this assessment, then we will write the report that will be submitted at court. And then we will go and testify also at court, just to educate the court about the developmental stages of the child, or why sometimes there are inconsistencies on the disclosures of the children, because rape is very traumatic for the children, so sometimes they disclose the incident later. So the court will not understand why did this child disclose the incident later, not immediately. So it just depends on the trauma and the developmental stage of the child. Sometimes other children are being threatened by the perpetrators, so the child would not speak. So we will be there to advocate on behalf of the children, and also to help the court to make a fair and just decision on the case.
So, ma'am, thank you. So your department deals with rape charges for kids, that is?
Yes.
That's what you specifically do.
We are specializing in that, yes.
So have you noticed the prevalence, how this thing has been growing? There was a time when this child thing was not so prominent. So now I'm sure you're experiencing a lot of those things.
Yes.
Is that too much? Maybe is that a lot of cases that are being reported on a daily basis compared to the olden days?
That is
Still the same.
no, it is too much. Yes, too much now. Now children are being abused in different ways, but these sexual offenses have increased so much that I can just say in Gauteng, in a month, we are receiving more than 100 cases, rape cases of children. So you can see that it's no longer safe now for the kids, whether it's at school, whether it's at home, at church. That is why we are here to say that because most of the time it's even difficult, like we have said, that these cases come up front, because now you will only realize that the children are able to disclose at the schools. At home, other children are not even able to disclose these cases. So we are here to say, because mostly at the police, the children are even afraid to talk. But we are here to say there are forensic social workers that have been employed by the South African Police Services that are well trained as experts to help the children to talk, to help assess and provide the court with the facts as to what had happened to this child, so that at the end of the day justice can be obtained for the child.
But what might be the cause? Why is there so much increase? Maybe something might be the cause of this thing. Maybe through your experience, what have you experienced that this thing is the cause? Maybe there might be a common cause in all of this.
I don't know there are a lot of factors that really contributes, because if you look at the cases that are more prevalent, children are being raped by strangers. Others are just being grabbed on their way to and from school. Children are being raped by mostly the stepfathers. So it's like everywhere now, a child is not safe. So we are not sure what is happening in the minds of these people that are raping the children so much. So these are the things that we are really also struggling to come to terms with as to why our children are not safe. You look at the schools now, we have teachers also that are abusing children there. So it's very difficult to say what really is causing these things. We have parents also that are not really hands-on in terms of supervising the children. So the children are being raped interfamilially inside the families by the neighbors. So it's like everywhere now, everybody is a suspect. So it's very difficult in that.
I just want to bring in Captain, the DNA. I want you to take me through a process. Maybe my child was raped, God forbid. What should I do as a parent so that I may not tamper with the evidence? I know you need DNA and all those things. So I just want the process. If one was raped, I should not watch the child. I just want you to help me not to tamper with the evidence. So I want you to speak to that.
Yeah. Actually, if let's say the child have been raped, I can advise that she must not bath, she must not change the clothes, because most of the evidence we find it on the clothes which she was wearing the time when she was raped. And then you immediately have to take that child to the police station. The police will take that child to the clinic or the hospital for examination.
There's something that she mentioned, that these other kids, they won't report immediately. So maybe it's after weeks of the incident. How difficult is that to solve the case if that's the case?
On that one is very, very difficult now, because now we have to rely on the words against her words against the perpetrators' words, you understand? Because all those evidence are gone after maybe a week, you understand?
Yes, there was a case I was learning about. This child was, in fact, the child reported that I'm being abused by my uncle.
Yes.
But the family wanted to conceal the information so that it might not be known publicly. So in such cases, the child is crying that I'm being raped, but the family is protecting the perpetrator. How do we do, or how do you deal with such cases? Will the perpetrator get away with it? Or is there a way that police can intervene and actually get the criminal to book?
Yeah, if let's say maybe something like that, maybe the child, maybe the family members, they are protecting the perpetrators. The child can report to the teacher or the teachers at the crèche, at school, at church, or anyone maybe who she believes that she trusts. And then definitely we as the police will open the case even against the person who trying to protect the perpetrator.
Okay, so that can be done.
Yeah, that can be done.
And then the turnaround time. So if I were to take and report my case today, how speedy is your service regarding that? Do you take maybe a day and then you come and investigate? Or if I come today, when would you start attending to my case?
Remember then, on the case of the rape, you first go to the police station, you open the case, and then our component of FCS, they'll come and fetch the victims to the hospitals. And then from the hospital, and if it's a child will use this kit, you understand, then the doctor definitely will complete everything. So he'll take the evidence, they give it to the police, they seal it, and we'll send it to the forensic. Then it takes time. It's not that quick.
No, I get that. The part that I'm referring to is if I were to report my case today.
Yeah.
So would I get maybe an SMS to say that we are attending to your case today, or is there a process normally after a month or after 6 months? Because there is this common notion that police are not doing
No. Remember when you open the case and we take your details, we put it on the computer. immediately you get your case number.
Oh.
Then once you get your case number, you get your case number, and then even the name of the investigating officer who even the contact number of the investigating officer will handle your case. And then that police officer, he must give you the feedback. I think maybe once a month or twice a month, he must give you the feedback.
Oh.
He must give you the progress of the case.
No, that's proper.
Yeah.
That's proper.
Yeah.
So I want to bring you in, ma. In terms of counseling for these young ladies, I'm sure it's not easy to approach you. I'm a young child and the perpetrator is a man. I'm scared to come to you. So in terms of counseling, is there a process where you are also assisting the victim and the family of the victim to deal with this particular case?
We as forensic social workers, we don't do counseling. But what happens is, like Captain Malange has mentioned, after the case has been opened, then they will take the victim to the hospital. Then there we have the social workers of the Department of Social Development, where the victim will be provided with counseling. With us as forensic social workers, we only work with the case after the docket has been registered and has appeared at court. And the only time also we intervene is maybe the case has been opened and the investigator need a statement and is a small child. Then they will bring the forensic social worker in to help with the statement. But we don't do counseling.
No, I get you.
Yes.
My last short, for people who are ignorant out there, where can we get access to this information in case I have a child that was raped? I don't know what to do. Where can I go to get information? Is there maybe a website that will specifically address this particular issue?
Yes, I think at the police stations, we do have the detectives' help desks there, where this information can be provided as to the details of the offices that you can phone, the people that you can phone. If you need to report a GBV case or a rape case, they will also provide that information. So go to the police stations. The information is there.
Also, just want to add, our department, the FSW plus the FCS, we normally do the awareness via schools and then the malls, sometimes the churches. People, most of them, they get the information via those awareness.
And then my last one, the sensitivity of this case. This is a very sensitive case. There are people that would claim that I went to the police station to report my case, but people were just laughing or even blaming the victim. How sensitized are the police in dealing with such cases? That's why people would say, I no longer want to report my case because they would laugh at me and all those things. Do you guys go maybe for sensitivity cases?
Yes, in that we do. Actually, because that has been so prevalent that when people go to the police stations, they're not getting the service that they need. We do have workshops or our in-service training where this issue has been addressed to an extent that, like we have said, once a person comes into the police station to report a rape case, they must be treated with dignity. And once the docket has been opened, they will immediately call the investigators of the FCS unit so that they can come and handle the case further. Yes.
This crime kit is for the victims under the age of 14. When those victims have been raped, and then we take this crime kit, we take it to the hospital, and the doctor will get the buccal sample or the swabs. He will put it here, and then he will seal it, give it to the police officer. The police officer will take it to the forensic biology in. And then this crime kit, this big one, is for the adult from the age of 15 upwards. The victim, when we've been raped, they will use this, and then the procedure will be the same, where the doctor will feel, examine the victims, take the swabs, they seal the crime kit, give it to the police officer will take it to the forensic laboratory. This one is for the perpetrator. Once we arrested the perpetrator, then we take the swabs from him, from the mouth, and then we'll send it to forensic. At forensic, they'll compare with these other crime kits. Then it will confirm whether the perpetrator is the one who raped the victims or not. And then they'll give us the DNA report that no, definitely the perpetrator is the person of interest on this case.
And in terms of accuracy, is it 100%?
They are 100%. But the other things, I can't say they're 100%. If they're the twins, the perpetrator, they are the twins, there we have a lot of problems.
No, okay. Thank you very much, sir.
Thanks.